Beloved, it really blows my mind when I interview the household of faith. Regardless of what denomination you abide in, you sit up under, that you say you are a part of, and that we participate in the process of this world, and I'm particularly talking about voting. And I'm a voter, and I normally, for the last few elections, I normally don't, since Obama, I have not penciled in my choice for president, because I realize that you are dealing with one coin, and that coin has two sides. How you doing, bro? We call it Republican and Democrat. And we as a people, and I'm talking about black people, have suffered under both parties. It blows my mind, beloved, how we are looking for the promise of God to be fulfilled by man, and carnal man at that. So I realized at an early age that once something exists, it will fight for its continuance. And that is what we are facing. See, Moses went before the powers that be, and the powers that be, we're going to call it Pharaoh. And he said to Pharaoh, let my people go. But we see that God hardened, amen, Pharaoh's heart, so he could show Pharaoh the reality, amen, of the power of God. Again, it blows my mind when I interview so-called believers, and they're trusting in man rather than the omnipotent God, the heavenly, the almighty Father, the Prince, the divine one of peace, justice, equality, and all that is good. It really blows my mind. And when we read the Bible, when we read throughout the course of the Bible, we see God acting and moving within mortal man, amen, that is you, to see that his will is carried out. But I see so many of you balking at the commandment of God for you to put on the entire armor and to stand against the wiles of the enemy, that is the devil. And what does the devil seek to do? Kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what he has done for us under the guise of democracy, be it called Republican or Democrat or Independent. The system, beloved, is anti-Christ. The system, beloved, is anti-God, even though they have the audacity to say, in God we trust. They're not trusting in God, beloved. They trust in their father, the devil. And they're continually fighting for their existence. But I'm not upset with them, because the devil is going to do what he does best. But I'm upset with you, beloved, because you refuse to put on the armor of God. You refuse to demonstrate the power of God in earth. See, it was always just one person, maybe a few. Maybe he had a sword bearer, an armor bearer to stand with him, but very few. Now, God's Spirit has been poured out upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters are prophesying. Your old men are dreaming dreams. Your young men are having visions. But where is that soldier, that one individual in fellowship, in divine intercourse, good God Almighty, with the Father, with the Almighty, to bring the judgment of God upon the adversary, upon the system, upon the devil, upon the governance of the land. See, it's not just here in America, it's all over the world. The entire world is crying out for deliverance, but how shall it come? So many of you are casting your cares upon Jesus. What would Jesus do? But some of the last words that Jesus uttered you and said unto you, he said, the works that I do shall you do. He said, greater works than I shall you do, because I go away. And I leave the charge to keep in your hand. He said, behold, I give you power, good God Almighty, to tread upon everywhere of the evil one. But what do you say? And what do you do, my beloved? Do you stand upon the earth and declare the power of God? Or do you shun it? Do you become weak and feeble and unable to stand before your enemy? I say it puzzles me that you call yourself a Christian and you are unwilling to stand for God. See, this is the time, beloved. This is the separation of the sheep from the goat. What camp shall ye be in? The consequences are dire, beloved, to be found outside of the grace of God. I say the consequences are dire, beloved. And your ass, beloved, is indeed mine. See, because I have taken the souls from off my feet, and I have stood on holy ground. For the earth, beloved, is God's footstool, and I shall declare his glory thereupon. Beloved, your ass is mine. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So I come to sweep and to mop the floor clean. There shall be no more iniquity, no more injustice, no more abuse of the righteous, but a new heaven and a new earth. That happy day, beloved, has indeed come. Behold, for I am the voice of God.